G'day reefers, I'm Cam the Fish Guy. Welcome to Gallery Aquatica TV. Today's job is a really unusual one. We're going to be installing a CADE, but not just any CADE, a CADE 1800 Peninsula. But what makes this job most exciting is where we're going to be installing it. We're down here at Sirius Optics, one of the leading retailers of telescopes and optical equipment in Brisbane. So let's check out the showroom and we'll show you exactly how we're going to set up our CADE Peninsula Aquarium. So here we are inside Sirius Optics. As you can see, there is some incredible equipment. There's telescopes everywhere, binoculars, and this is actually where Anya got her microscopes for at the shop. Now, the important thing with this CADE aquarium installation that we're going to be doing is ensuring that in some way the tank actually links back to the idea of astronomy. So how are we going to create an aquascape that does that? Now, first of all, the tank is not going in the showroom, it's going into the office. So let's have a look at the exact location of the aquarium. This is the office of Sirius Optics. It's currently being refurbished, so this is the perfect time for us to install this tank. Now, our tank is going to stand in this position. It stands off the wall. It's a peninsula tank being viewable from two sides. So it will effectively divide the two halves of this office. Let's go have a look at the aquarium and the cabinet. The hardest part today is going to be getting both parts into this room. We've only got two small doors to work with. It's going to be tight. So let's go have a look at our CADE Peninsula Aquarium. This is our CADE Peninsula Aquarium, and it's hard to see because it's still in its packaging. Reef Beard and I delivered this last week in preparation for today's job. And we've got the advantage that in this warehouse there's actually a forklift that we can use to move it around. So getting it close to the office is going to be easy. Getting it from the forklift into the office is the hard part. And we have one of our oldest and dearest trolleys with us for the job. Now hopefully the trolley is going to hold the weight well, but it is a heavy tank. It's really thick glass and it's different to other CADEs. We haven't done one of these before, so I'm a little bit nervous. So we'll start off with the cabinet. It's over near the office already, so let's check that out and see if we can get that into the office. This is our CADE Peninsula cabinet, and it's roughly 4/6 of a broom handle long, and our doorway is 4 1/4/6 of a broom handle long. So it's very tight. I don't think it's going to fit, but Shed Boy's here and he promises me it will. So we're going to try and get it in through this door. If this door doesn't work, then I don't know what we do. We go home early. So, Shed Boy, let's do it. Just edge it. You got one for it. Okay. Do you want to put the trolley closer?
Ready?
It's not going through the hole, it's like going too. This is the tightest. Well, actually, let's not say it yet. If it goes through, it's the tightest. If it doesn't, it's just a fail.
No, you're on the other side. Let's see what happens. On this side as well. Stupid blanket.
We can take off the cardboard without...
Slow? Very slow, hang on. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so this thing needs to go that way. The whole thing needs to go that way. No, other way. You're going the wrong way. That way. Yep.
I see square, two sides.
I'll feel more confident.
Okay, you ready?
Nah, because it's on the doorway here, but it's not on that side.
I think you're on the step.
Yeah, but it's so... I just don't want to scratch it, Ken.
Okay, just gotta let it down for a sec.
Yep, put it down.
Boy, that was the tightest cabinet through a door I have ever seen. There was literally less than a mil on either side. And what's that in Imperial? I think that's 3/4 of a Fraggle on either side. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Alright, let's move away from it.
How do you expect? Stop here. Stop. And then we'll pull this out. Straight up. Tootsies.
I love it when you've got tiles that you can use to line up your cabinet and your tank. And that's exactly what we've done here. We've lined it up on this side and the end. Now, something we've learnt over the years of installing these CADE aquariums is it is very handy to leave this plastic wrap on until the cabinet is in its position, because without the plastic wrap, the doors can swing open and it can cause damage to the doors. So I always leave this wrap on these days, but it's time to take it off and then we'll put the tank in place. So let's get a look down into the sump before we put the tank on, because it is a unique sump design for the CADEs. We're looking down at the sump on this CADE Peninsula, and it is a different configuration to other models of the CADE. Now, first of all, the water flows through the sock holders, and we've got our socks, we've got these nylon socks here. It's going to go through the 4 socks over here. The water will then flow through. You've got 2 sections. This is just a supporting transportation piece that you take off, and you can have your skimmer in this first section and then a refugium here, or vice versa. We'll probably use this for the refugium, given that it'll be easier to house the skimmer in this section. We've got an octo skimmer. It's a beautiful skimmer, and it'll appreciate the size of space here. Then you've got another section over here, and your mechanical and biological filtration chambers here. Now, the biggest difference between this sump design and other models of the CADE is the fact that, being a peninsula, you don't have the RO reservoir in the back of the tank. It is, in fact, in the sump. So there's this section on the end which is completely cut off from the rest of the sump, and this is designed specifically for your RO water that can then feed across with some type of pump and sensor into the sump to maintain your salinity. So it's a very nice sump. It's a huge sump, very well designed. Can't wait to get it set up. But first of all, we have to put the tank onto the cabinet. A little bit more, a little more, a little more, a little more. Start off by getting this piece out right. So we'll take a little bit of weight off and pull it out. Ready? On the count 3. 1. Okay.
Oh. You're gonna go down a bit, you ready?
Yep.
Wrong button. since I've used one of these. I put the steering engine first, so we don't have that wall problem again. You have to come back, Kim. That top edge is the one I'm looking at. Just.
This is the tightest doorway we have ever tried to get a tank through. Literally, it is touching, it's not scraping, luckily, and we can't even put a finger down the other side. It is incredibly tight. We're going very slowly. We're just inching it through so that we don't cause any damage to this beautiful and not particularly cheap aquarium. Something else we have to consider, these walls were newly painted, and we're lucky they didn't put an extra coat of paint on the walls, or else we would not get this tank in.
You have to at least do it. Good. Now see what yours. You got the.
The trick with this move is that we're not going to try and get the tank all the way on. All we want to do is start by getting the edge onto the edge of the cabinet. And once the cabinet is taking the weight, then we can slide the tank on. Alright, ready? Steady. Okay. Okay, let's stop there. Have a rest stop. Okay. This is one of the most popular things about the CADEs. They've actually got powerboard systems built in, and it's a really neat design on the Peninsula. And again, it's different from the other models of CADEs that you've seen us previously set up. And so these are just the power cords for each of the power boards, and I'm just going to feed them through a hole in the back so that I can show you the false wall. And here's the first one. Just get all this cord out of the way. And the second one. Okay. So this closes like so, and then this door over top of it. Beautiful. So, where does the rest of it go? This is almost certainly going to be our return. Don't use the metal hose clamps. And I think this is going to alright. So we have a twin outlet for our return line, and the outlets are on the outside edges of the overflow box. So checking that I've got my O-ring on that end, of got the grommet just here. I like to push it down to the end of the thread. So first thing I'm going to do is make sure that it all lines up, because we want to get this length right before we attach it with the zip ties. Alright. So I'm going to say that plumbing is a little bit more involved than a standard CADE, but what I always like about the CADE tanks is that you know when the plumbing is right. You just twist it on tight and it's firm and it's good. Alright. So I think we've got our spacings pretty good. I'll check from underneath to make sure that thread section has gone all the way through, but I reckon that's right. We are rapidly running out of time. There's a little dog waiting at home for someone that is going to be absolutely pining for his dinner. So we're rushing. What we're doing, Ryan, is putting the sand into the Peninsula tank, and I'm actually putting the RO DI water into the Sump. It's really, really easy because the RO goes in the end here, and you've got a door on the end to open up to easily fill your RO reservoir. We've got 5 minutes before the tank is full, and then we're going to check our plumbing and turn on our Vectra L2. Alright, the tank, the sump, the system is full. We haven't seen any leaks yet, but I'm about to turn on our Vectra L2, and this puts pressure through the line. So it's definitely another point where things can start to leak if we haven't done it perfectly. Alright, our Vectra is on. We should see some bubbles coming up here. Yep, that's what we want to see. So it's a slow start, takes a little while to get going. Right, now let's look for leaks. I'm just tuning the main line's gate valve, and the idea is that I'm reducing the flow so the water level rises in the overflow, goes down the secondary drain and silences the noise. Here we are. We're pretty much finished for today on our astronomy-based reef. We'll have to come up with a name for it. If you've got any good ideas, put them in the comments. Something to do with astronomy, telescopes, something like that. There'll definitely be a theme for this tank. We're going to have fish in here like lunar wrasse and stars and stripes puffers, things that really relate to anything astronomical. But our aquascape is also going to reflect the environment which this tank is in. And we're going to have an observatory. This observatory is going to sit perched up on the rockwork. So our fish are going to be able to swim around an environment that really relates to this business, Sirius Optics. That's our episode of Galactic TV for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll come back and show you more of this CADE Peninsula 1800. But for now, I'm Cam the Fish Guy. Happy reefing. What do you think? Oh, God damn it. You went too far.
That's our video for today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and make sure you've subscribed to our channel so you don't miss an episode of Gallery Aquatica TV. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cam the Fish Guy. Happy reefing!